Hey guys, today we're going to talk about divisibility rules. And when we are talking about divisibility rules, we're talking about finding a number that can evenly divide into another number. So that's our one vocab term for this video, which is evenly divisible, which is a number that can be broken down or divided without having any remainder. So let's talk about some of the divisibility rules. Some of these we should know, but it's always good to review them. So when we're looking to see if a number is divisible by 2, okay, that last digit in the number has to be even. And so here are our even numbers. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. For a number to be divisible by 3, we have to add the digits in the number together. And if they are equal to a number that is divisible by 3, then the starting number is divisible by 3. So for example, I have 729. So I take the individual digits of 7 and 2 and 9, and I add those together. So 7 and 2 is 9 plus 9 is 18. And we know that 18 divided by 3 is 6. So 729 is divisible by 3. For 5, we know that the last digit in the number has to be either a 5 or a 0. So I've got examples of 35 and 20 and 1060 and 755. A number is divisible by 6 if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. So both 2 and 3 have to work for 6 to work. So examples are 72, 48, 96, 132. All those numbers are divisible by 3 and 2. So therefore they are divisible by 6. A number is divisible by 9, kind of similar to how we found if a number is divisible by 3. But a number is divisible by 9 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So, with the number 801, we take the individual digits of 8 and 0 and 1, and 8 and 0 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And 9 is obviously divisible by 9, so 801 is divisible by 9. We have the number 10, and the only way that a number is divisible by 10 is if the last digit in the number is a 0. So I have the examples of 30 and 50 and 1,900. And I wanted to add this, I'm sure all of you know this, but with the number 1, every number is divisible by 1. Just wanted to remind you of that. Alright, let's look at some examples. So, for our first set of examples, we have the number 18. Okay? So 18 is an even number. 8 is an even number. It's the last digit. It is divisible by 2. 18 is divisible by 3 because if I take 1 plus 8, I get 9. And we know that 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 3 evenly goes into 18. Because 2 and 3 both work, 6 works. And then if we look at 9, this should be 1 plus 8, not 9, but 1 plus 8 is equal to 9, and 9 divided by 9 is 1. So those are some of the numbers that are divisible into 18. If we look at the number in example 2, which is 135, okay, 3 goes into 135 because if we take 1 and 3, that's 4, plus 5, that's 9. and 9 is divided by 3, and that equals 3. So 3 works. The number ends in a 5, so 5 works. And if we take 1 plus 3, that's 4, plus 5, that's 9, and then divide 9 by 9, that equals 1. So 9 goes into 135 as well. Okay. 135 is not even, so 2 won't work. It does not end in a 0, so 10 won't work. All right. Let's have you guys try some. Find the factors for these 3 examples. Pause the video, work through them, and when we come back, we'll review what you got. Okay, let's see what you got for our practice problems for finding numbers that are divisible into our example numbers here. So for 36, hopefully you got 2 and 3 and 6 and 9. And so I do want to note that these numbers do have other numbers that can be evenly divided into them. For example, 36 has 12 and 18 and 4, but we're really only mainly concerned with 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. So 150 is even, so 2 works. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 0 is 6, so 3 works. The number ends in a 0, so 5 works. If 2 and 3 both work, then 6 works. And the number ends in a 0, so 10 works. And then for our third example, we have 100. So 100 is even, so 2 works. 100 ends in a 0, so 5 works. And 100 ends in a 0, so 10 works. Okay, so we're going to get some practice in class. Don't forget, if you need to, please re-watch the video if you're unsure about how to do divisibility. And I guess we'll see you in class. Os!